Hey there, and welcome to I Reckon I'll Read It, the podcast where two Okie gals talk books, share recs, and don't hold back on their mighty big opinions. I'm Beccah.
And I'm Summer. We're so glad you're here. Go ahead and grab some sweet tea, get cozy, and get ready for some good old-fashioned book talk.
We've got a whole heap of books to talk about, and we reckon you're going to want to stick around. Well, Summer.
Hi.
Hi. We act like we haven't seen each other in so long, but we actually just went on a little trippy trip together.
We just went on a whole weekend getaway together.
With one of our other besties.
Mm-hmm. We went to Bentonville, Arkansas, and visited 4 bookstores in 2 days.
Was it 4? 1, 2, 3. 3, 4?
I swear there was a 4th.
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe you just bought books at a gift shop. And so I counted that in my mind.
There was a lot of books at that gift shop.
Yeah.
So, we had so much fun. We drank lots of coffee.
So much coffee.
It was really chilly and cozy, which was fun because it's been really hot.
Mm-hmm. Got to turn on the fireplace, drink our coffee, read our books.
We read so much poetry on this trip.
We read so much poetry.
At one point, we were like, we're really doing Poetry Month justice.
Yeah. I never in my life have I been at an Airbnb with such a good bookshelf.
Yeah, we need to give that Airbnb host a shout out.
All the shout outs.
Because they had the best book selection. I go to like Airbnbs and of course I automatically go to the book section.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm always like, lame. It's like, not that it's lame that they're all family friendly, but it's just like no books of like a lot of depth because it's like you just don't ever know who's going to like rent your house or whatever.
Or it's like the most popular books because someone like left them there and they just like aggregated.
Oh, which would be fun too.
Mm-hmm.
But this host, man, they had a great selection.
They had great vibes, great artistic vision for this house in general. It was so cute.
They were my spirit animal.
Great bookshelf.
Great bookshelf.
Lots of poetry.
Lots of poetry. So we ended up grabbing a Mary Oliver book and just like randomly throughout the weekend, like on a hike or because I just carried her. I acted like that book was mine. I just like threw it in my bag and carried her around town with us.
We for sure took that Mary Oliver book on a hike. And we sat down and read poetry together.
Yeah, it was so cute. It was so cute. So anyways, we read a lot of poetry. And then that led to like you being like, you want to know some of my favorite poems? And then you would read them. Yeah. And then our other friend who went with us, she was like, well, she English is like a second language, so she read us a lot of
Pablo Neruda.
Oh, and she would read it in Spanish and then she would like read it in English, and I could have just sat there the whole trip and just listened to her read to me.
It was a very poetry filled weekend.
It really was, and it wasn't like because we were like, let's make it a poetry filled weekend.
It happened pretty naturally.
It was organic. That is
That's such a pretentious thing to say.
It was organic art.
Never in my life have I said I had a poetry weekend that organically happened. But I have now.
You have now. Oh, it was so much fun though. So that kind of leads me to my spur of the moment question.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, you're going to be like, how did that lead you to it? But it just
I'm with you.
I'm with you. So I wanted to ask you, not necessarily when was the last time, maybe the better way is to say is like, what are a few examples of a single line of writing that has stuck with you?
Oh gosh.
I should give you a heads up on that one, but
yeah, I'm gonna need some time to process this one, I think. Actually, no, I'm not. Okay. I still think of lines from Braiding Sweetgrass.
Okay.
All the time. There's one essay early on in that collection where she's talking about how her family would travel upstate New York to the mountains there and they'd stay in a cabin. I think it's on gratitude is what that essay is about.
Okay.
About the way they give gratitude and they like all that. But there's a particular like paragraph or two where she talks about using like the mountain's true name and the mountain knowing her true name. That just like
such a good book.
Stops me in my tracks. And I think about that one often. Ooh, I could probably sit here and think of more though. Do you have any that are on the top of your mind?
I mean, there are definitely specific books that I can immediately quote a line from. A lot of them are going to be some of the classics. Like I can quote
of 2 things I was absolutely certain. 3 things? Oh, no, I just got it wrong. Of 3 things I was absolutely certain.
Yeah, you definitely know that line.
Edward was a vampire. Second, there was some part of him, I wasn't sure how big, that thirsted for my blood. And third, I was hopelessly and irrevocably in love with him.
Such a good one.
Such a good one.
Such a good one. It's like art. That's been my joke lately, by the way.
That's art.
It's just everything that I'm probably going to say it way too many times tonight. But yeah, like lines like that. Like obviously there are a lot of famous first lines of books. Like you have Pride and Prejudice. The first, like, you know.
It is a truth universally acknowledged.
That line, like, I've never even read Moby Dick, but the first line of Moby Dick, like,
I am Ishmael?
call me Ishmael?
I don't know. I've never read it.
I haven't either. I think it's Call Me Ishmael. Right?
I don't know.
Okay, so these are real great examples. But no, like the time that you walked into my house after you'd read The Hunger Games and you were like, the end, I said, yes, because she had enough fire of her own. She needed the dandelion in the spring. And I like quoted this whole, and you were like, you just quoted all that. I was like, yes, it's ingrained. Like, so there are definitely lines like that that have stuck with me with books. A lot of poetry lines, which is funny because like I do love poetry. After we just said we went on like a poetry retreat unintentionally.
So this is how it led you. I follow.
Yeah, thank you. But it like, there are lines that I will randomly just quote in different scenarios that are from poems and no one knows. It's like quoting a movie line that no one knows that's what you're quoting. I do that a lot with poetry too.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So, also the Pride and Prejudice line of, what are
men
men compared to rocks and mountains? I quote that line all the time.
I do think when I'm around you, I do that more often. I don't know if it's because we're talking about books, so it like fires my brain synapses in a way that I'm like, oh, book quote. But when or if I just know that you will get it, and that makes me want to be like, heh, book line, and you're like, heh.
It's because we're book lovers.
We're book people.
I love
We speak that language together.
No, I was going with the lover's angle. She didn't follow me there. It's okay. Book soulmates.
There we go.
Where you're the other half of my yin yang.
Okay.
Book yin yang.
Bookish heart. Yeah.
You're the other half of my best friend book necklace.
That was cute. We just put our little hand heart together.
Yeah, we made a little hand heart, but it was definitely like the millennial hand heart. Hold on, do you like the Gen Z?
Not as good.
Not as good.
It's not as good.
It's not as good.
You heard it here, folks.
Anyways,
that was a good question.
Thanks. I'm sure I am going to not intentionally say random lines throughout, but I'm going to keep track if there's a random line that pops out in this podcast. Okay. Organically.
I want to take some time to think about that too. And maybe we can make like a social media post with some of those lines.
Yeah.
That
send us your favorite.
Yeah. If there's a really good one that we're missing or that like means a lot to you, send it to us.
Because there's definitely, I have like different lines, kind of like your Braiding Sweetgrass example, that spoke to me in a certain way, but I couldn't quote it necessarily.
Sure.
Like quotable lines, I think are different than ones that it's like, there's this line in this book that like wrecked my world or whatever, my worldview or whatever. So, okay. Well, fun. All right. It's time for one of our favorite parts of the show, our weekly reading roundup.
This is where we each share what we just finished, what we're currently reading, and what's up next on the old TBR.
All right, Summer, what have you recently finished?
Okay. I recently finished a really fun one that I'm excited to talk about because it was just like such a good time.
Okay.
It was.
I've been with you for like a week and I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is. I haven't said anything about it to you.
See, this is where I feel like our relationship is fraudulent.
I like to hide things from you.
She's keeping secrets from her best friend book necklace.
Okay, what I just finished is The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren.
I've not read this one, but I can see why you had fun with it.
It was so fun. Have you ever read Christina Lauren? Yeah.
Yeah.
They, it's two women that write together. They are consistently a hit for me.
You know, I used to like read a ton of them. Like when I got into reading, but when I first got into like contemporary romance type stuff. And then like, I don't know why. I haven't picked them up in a long time. There's not been a reason. So maybe you'll...
This is a good one. This is a good one to come back to. I do think it's been a couple years since I've read one of theirs. So this was my way back to them. Okay, you ready to hear about it?
I'm ready.
Anna Green thought she was marrying Liam Weston for access to subsidized family housing while at UCLA. Do you get that?
Like, there's a lot of words said there.
There were a lot of words there. They had a marriage of convenience so they could live in student housing on campus.
Hey, I was about to tell not a personal story. Never mind. I'm gonna go on.
just wait.
This
on that
is
one.
not as odd as you would think.
You married someone for a convenient reason?
I have people who close to me who have done things for things like this.
Maybe you shouldn't tell those
That's
secrets.
why I said I don't know if I should share those secrets or not.
This book starts out with like a scene, a very dramatic scene of them like he's moving out of the apartment and you know they're getting divorced and like the neighbor is like, oh my gosh, are you okay, Anna? She's like, oh yeah, I barely know him.
What if I like just confessed right then that was actually my marriage and we were just like 3 kids in and it was all just still a ruse because we needed housing?
I would have said, I don't believe you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm going to keep going. Okay, Anna thought she was marrying him for access to subsidized housing while at UCLA. She also thought she'd signed divorce papers when the graduation caps were tossed, and they both went on their merry ways. 3 years later, Anna is a starving artist living paycheck to paycheck, while West is a Stanford professor. He may be one of the 4 heirs to the Weston Foods conglomerate, but he has little interest in working for the heartless corporation his family built from the ground up. He is interested, however, in his $100 million inheritance. There's just one catch. Due to an antiquated clause in his grandfather's will, Liam won't see a penny until he's been happily married for 5 years. Just when Liam thinks he's in the home stretch, pressure mounts from his family to see this mysterious spouse, and he has no choice but to turn to the one person he's afraid to introduce to his 1%er parents, his unpolished, not-so-ex-wife. But in the presence of his family, Liam's fears quickly shift from whether the feisty, foul-mouthed, paint-splattered Anna can play the part to whether the toxic world of wealth will corrupt someone as pure of heart as his surprisingly grounded and loyal wife. Liam will have to ask himself if the price tag on this flimsy cover story is worth losing true love that sprouted from a lie.
I am in.
It's so good. It's so fun. It's, I did have a qualm with it from the beginning where like she's one of those characters that's like so artsy and so like she's not like other girls. She's so not that she's not like other girls. She's like so quirky maybe. And he's like the buttoned up professor heir to all this money. So it's done to make a like dichotomy between them and like a difference between them. And to show like why they shouldn't work together. And as the book goes, it's less like that. And it does kind of play with some fun things of like as they're falling for each other.
Okay.
At the beginning though, I was like, oh, she's so quirky. Whoa. But I got over it because it was so fun.
Okay.
It was like, I'm going to throw a lot of references out there. Okay. It's kind of like a rom-com with Succession. Have you ever watched Succession? The like family drama?
I have not watched it, but I know what it is, but I've not watched it.
So he shows up at her like very rundown apartment. She, for a lot of circumstances, is in like a very bad place. And he's like, hey, surprise, we're still married. She's like, oh, I thought we were divorced. Okay. Hi, haven't seen you in 3 years. He's like, yeah, also, I need you to come fly to my sister's wedding to be my wife. And they're on like a private island in, where did they go? It was like some Asian country. It was like the most paradise place you could be.
Okay.
Also like the most 1%er place you could be. So she's like, that is a big thing for her. She's like so used to being a starving artist. And then to see all this immense wealth is like shocking and appalling to her. So that part.
Would you still kind of want to be invited in?
Oh, I mean, probably be a great time. But she does struggle with a lot of like the moral, ethical.
critique.
Yeah. So she shows up And there's full on like succession dynamic between this family because of like the father of the company, and he wants to leave the CEO position to one of them, and there's like sibling dynamics and they're infighting, but nobody can know that it's a fake marriage because there's a clause in the inheritance and all this stuff. So like that's part of it. So it's like Succession if it was a rom-com. And then also kind of like White Lotus vibes.
Okay.
But there's no murder.
Darn it.
White Lotus in that it's like a very Richie Rich resort type place that this is happening.
Okay.
So it was so fun.
Well, I'm definitely going to read that. But I'm also going to read some reviews.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
I'm going to only read bad ones.
Okay. Well, here is my review that it was good and it was worth it and you should read it.
Yeah, but the good reviews are never that funny. Because the good reviews are like, oh, it was so good, I loved it.
You're just here for the ha-has.
I'm just here for the ha-has, okay? DNF at 40%. I'm not buying the romance. It feels too lust-based. And I don't really care about rich people family drama. I also think I'm just sick and tired of the fake dating trope at this point. It feels so forced. Well, that's my favorite trope, Vivian. So
I will say this is spicy. Probably like 3 to 4 on the spice scale because there's multiple scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, is it lust-based though?
I mean, they were attracted to each other.
Okay.
But
that's different.
I enjoyed the romance. I thought their dynamic made a lot of sense and the way that they fell for each other was good. It had really good summertime vacation vibes. So like if that's what you're looking for this time of year, perfect.
This one's 1-star review. Crazy Rich Asians, but white version.
I mean, not wrong. Not wrong.
Oh, that one's dumb. Yeah, a lot of these reasons are kind of dumb and I'm not going to read them.
So basically everyone that gave it a 1 star is wrong.
Well, everyone who gave it a 1 star, not everyone, DNF'd it.
Oh.
So
We'll
follow
find our way
that.
back to that. Okay, what about you? What have you recently finished?
Oh, well, I'm going to do something we've never done before, Summer.
Oh, really?
Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to talk about a book that we have already talked about on the podcast.
Okay. A book that you have already talked about?
No. We both discussed.
Okay.
But you were the one who brought the book.
Hmm.
But you brought the book as like an about to read.
Oh.
So we didn't really get to discuss.
Okay.
So I feel okay bringing it back around.
Let's do it.
But it was also only like 2 episodes ago. So
What was it?
The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Ah.
Okay.
My main lady, Suzanne Collins.
The reason I want to do this is because, 1, I have opinions and I want people to listen to me. But I also just finished it, and there was a couple other options, but this one just felt like the most exciting to talk about.
Okay,
So,
the most exciting. Did you like this book? First of all, I guess we should say, are you going to set it up?
Okay, so I probably won't read the whole blurb because it was literally 2 episodes ago. So 2 episodes ago where you read this blurb. But in case you did not listen to that episode, or you missed it, or you're not super familiar with like the Hunger Games world, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Suzanne Collins, and this is the story about Snow. So this is Snow's perspective. I think they label it as like Hunger Games 0.
Mm-hmm. It's a prequel.
Yeah, it's a prequel. And then the one that just came out is like 0.5. And it happens between this and the Hunger Games starting. Which, again, Hunger Games fans are like, we know, Beccah. You know, the mansplaining
the Hunger Games.
But just for all the people who haven't read it, or it's been a while. So I won't set it up, but it is about Snow's journey. And the one reason I want to talk about this is because we both finally read it. And we talked like episodes and episodes ago about how neither of us had read the most recent Hunger Games because we didn't want it to like, we had such like strong emotional connections to the story that we just never, I don't know, like I just wasn't really drawn to it. I didn't want it to maybe ruin something, this love I had.
For the original trilogy.
The original, and like you had similar feelings, and then we had a friend bully us. No kidding. She did not. She did not. And
she kind of bullied us.
Okay.
I admit it. For this one, she kind of bullied us into reading this. Well, maybe bully's not the right word. She's the one that told me, I can't protect you from spoilers any longer. Okay, fine, I'll read it. She emotionally manipulated me. She bullied you.
She right now is rolling her eyes so much at this while she's listening to this screaming at the us and being like, I did not. No, she may have bullied you. She didn't really bully me. I just didn't want to be left out.
Yeah.
Mine was more FOMO.
You did tell me.
Yeah.
They're like, stop it. Yeah. Mommy, don't leave me behind.
Don't leave me behind. Stop. Wait for me. So I jumped on the wagon. I know that when you read it, you, not that you hated it, but you also didn't love it. You liked what the book was doing. Because I remember like your review on it.
Yeah. My Goodreads review was like, I know what Suzanne Collins was doing, but I don't know that I liked it.
Yeah. So, but you also told me, like, I think you're going to like it because you're going to like all the like psychological snow stuff. I did really like it.
I knew it.
I liked it a lot. One thing that I think Suzanne Collins is really, really good at is symbolism.
Oh, yeah.
Just such like a generic English, like symbols. But guys, this book, after having read The Hunger Games and just like everything that happens, and now granted, I will say she wrote it after she wrote the trilogy. So she also knew how to set the book up for it to have all these like connecting symbols and themes. But it was so fun. Like for Snow to like do or to think and just be like, oh my gosh, that's why he did this in that book or whatever. And again, it was easy for her to do that because she'd already written the future books. But so many, I mean, down to like, like his connection to District 12, and it's like deeper. And I think, your review was all like, oh, I see what she was doing. My review. Did you see my review for this book?
I don't think I did.
All my review for Goodreads said was, man, you really hated those Mockingjays.
Oh, I did.
He hated those birds
so much
for absolutely no reason.
No reason.
Other than like, oh, they sang. And it's like, oh, okay, well, again, symbolism, lots of reasons.
Yes.
But like for the character in the book, absolutely no reason. He hated.
Immediate.
He's like, what is that bird? I hate it. Let's kill them all. And I was like, whoa, dude, the bird just like sings. So again, for the story, you're like, oh, Beccah, but it's because like Lucy Gray sings, and then like the mocking. I'm like, no, I know, I get it, but also he really hated those birds. But then like to think about it and be like the Jabberjays weren't as offensive to him because they were like the capital creation. But then like the Mockingjays being like a corruption of that. And then more symbolizing the district, and those are the ones he wants to kill out.
I didn't even get that.
Wow.
And
then to think like, oh, then it was like one of the scientists is like, we don't really know if they can continue to reproduce once we take the Jabberjays out, but they do because they don't need the capital to be able to keep.
That's real good. That's real good.
So good. But man, he hated those birds.
He hated those birds.
And so I really liked it. I will say, like, one reason I didn't want to read it is because sometimes I don't love, like, villain origin stories. I don't mind what led someone to, like, have, like, the issues that they have or how they got to where they got. And it's not even that I mind sympathizing for them. I don't know. They just don't really do it for me, I guess. But I was really worried about, like, I just don't care about Snow enough to like want to sympathize for him in any way.
Yeah.
But what I thought was unique about the story is the whole time, like, you don't hate him, but you also just don't like him.
Yeah.
Like, I was pretty indifferent to his character most of the story. And I don't know if that's because I already knew how he would turn out. But like, he's not completely like a detestable person. Like, but I can definitely see slowly how he turns into the man he is.
His like continuing to make decisions that have like increasing violence just for the sake of grabbing more and more power.
Yeah, but then like he's also like very aware of it, so there's like some
but the justification of it.
Yes, and so there is like obviously a lot of like narcissistic behavior in his character, which you can like, oh, I can definitely see why he gets to the place he does. But there's also so much paranoia that plays into it.
Our friend made the comment that she really liked it because it showed like the perspective of the other side of the war, and that like unlocked a gear in my brain. And I was like, oh, yes, it did, of like the way his trauma from being on the other side of the war.
That's what like in the story you do see that like the not just the children but like the people, like the actual civilians of the Capitol, like he was also starving. He was also like not treated well during the war. He lost like he also lost people, and it was just as tragic.
Yeah.
And he is torn from some of the, or like by some of the decisions they make. But I don't even necessarily know if he ever fully comes to like that he agrees with them, or if he just realizes to get ahead, it's almost like the game he has to play. And so he justifies things to himself. And at first, like the justifications are very valid. Like the very first time that he does something that he has to like justify it to himself, I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, like you had to do that.
Yeah.
Because he did kind of. It doesn't make it okay. But then they just slowly kind of getting a little bit more complex and more complex.
And more morally gray and more morally gray.
Right. But then even like Lucy Gray on the other side, she also is not like this upstanding citizen who's like perfect moral ethics. Like she also has some like interesting, like, I'm not saying she's bad either, but I mean, she's also like just attacking people with a snake because like that man, she took my man kind of thing. Like she also is like a very interesting, like not squeaky clean character.
Sure.
And so I thought that was interesting too, that it's not like she was like this perfect.
Yeah, she wasn't like a manic pixie dream girl.
Right. And she wasn't even like a Katniss necessarily.
Yeah.
Because Katniss, even though she's complex and complicated, at the end of the day, she always is very much like, no.
Her motivation is very clear.
It's very clear. But like Lucy Gray is always kind of like, well, I'm not really district. And so like, I'm just kind of like this vagabond. Like,
the cubby was very interesting.
Yeah. And I know that all comes into the next book too, which I'm excited to explore.
I'm about halfway, almost 60% maybe through Sunrise on the Reaping.
Don't leave
me. Speed up. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for you to read this.
I'm excited.
Because there's so many like parallels that I want to talk about with you of like difference in perspective from Katniss versus Haymitch, and I just cannot wait.
Well, and that's like the thing too, like with if you're comparing these two, like Katniss's story, like Snow is meant to be her foil, right? Like he's in District 12, he's by the seam, like he's doing all these things. And he also has a lot of horrible tragedy in his background, similar to things that Katniss has went. Like they're all so similar, but to see how they slowly start like diverging from each other.
Yeah.
But again, he's not like a horrible person in the book. I mean, yes, probably some of the final decisions, like you see him like kind of like cementing the idea of like, I'm just going to get ahead kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they're so interesting how similar their paths are, kind of. I don't know. I could go deeper on that. But
well, save it. Put a pin in it, because at some point we're going to have to record a Side Saddle episode talking about the Hunger Games.
Oh, that's true. Okay, well, I guess I'll pin it. That was Summer's way of being like, Beccah, shut up. Just kidding.
I would be happy to go on and on and on, but then I don't want to get too far into spoiler territory.
Yeah.
Just wait, guys. Side Saddle's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. And so if any of you guys were like us, I was a little hesitant to read it because it's like, would I like it? I think a lot of people didn't want to read it because they thought it was just like Snow's like, whatever. And I do think it's more than that.
Yeah. Well, and I will say too, I enjoyed it. It definitely isn't my favorite Hunger Games book, but I found value in it. But I have already found so much value in Sunrise on the Reaping from having read Songbirds and Snakes. Yeah.
I would definitely say that I very much enjoyed it. I think I only gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. I could have very easily given it 5 stars, but it almost felt like I can't give Snow 5. I'm just kidding. It more felt like I don't think I liked it as much as some of the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Particular books over others, but like, so I don't know if I could rate it 100% of 5.
Yeah.
But like, I do think it is like a very easy 4 or 5 star book. The writing felt a little bit more mature in some areas because obviously like
she has matured.
She's matured and the world has matured so much. So
I think I also just struggle with a main character that I can't root for. I think I'm learning the more I read that
were
is
you
something.
rooting for either of them though? Because I wasn't really rooting for either of them in the book.
I think on like a foundational level, I was rooting for her to get out of the oppressive everything and like get to live. And I think also at times I was rooting for him. Like I wanted him. I knew how it was going to end, but I almost wondered if he was going to make a different choice.
Let's move on. What are you currently reading?
Okay. I started a new book yesterday and it is very interesting. Okay. I want to be careful about how I talk about this book, because I've heard even just the premise alone is kind of spoilery. Like you almost should go into this pretty blind. So I have actually gone into this pretty blind. I've heard from other book podcasts that it's really good. I feel like I've seen it on like Instagram, just like buzzy, but I don't really know much about it. So I am 36% of the way through this one. And it's one of those books. Let me first say what this book is.
Have you told me what it is?
No, I haven't. I'm like, I'm going to be so careful about how I talk about it. So careful I haven't even said what the book is. Okay.
I do that a lot.
It is Good People by Patmeena Sabit.
Okay, the name sounded familiar, but the author does not and the cover does not. So I don't know if I know this one.
I think it's pretty new.
Okay.
In 2024, one of my top books of the year, like top 2-3, was God of the Woods by Liz Moore.
I actually remember you reading that book.
And it was a literary mystery, which is something that I hadn't really read before. Like, I feel like my mysteries tended more towards like very genre heavy mystery thriller. And that was the first time I had read a book that was a little bit more literary. It had some interesting construction and played with its form and was a little bit slower, more character driven. And that was the first time I had read a book kind of like that. And I loved it.
Is this the same author?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
similar.
I feel like it's kind of similar in that it's a little bit more literary type of mystery. I know this is a mystery. I know something has happened and I'm 36% of the way through. I still don't know what has happened. I have an idea.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know yet. I have an idea of what's happened because of like clues, but let me read this. Readers, listeners, if you don't want to know anything, if you want to go in blind, just skip ahead. But I'm going to read it. Okay. This is going to be news to me too as I read this out loud. I feel like you right now, Beccah.
Is it spoilerish or do you just not know?
No, I think you're just not supposed to know. I think the premise itself is going to be like a little revealing. I don't know. We'll see. Okay.
Do you want me to read it and you plug your ears?
No.
Okay.
Oh, the Minnesota Star Tribune says Good People.
Oh, the Star Tribune.
Good People is the year's first great novel. I feel like that's offensive to the other novels. But
yeah, Minnesota's got some biases. Biases?
Okay.
Biasi? Okay, sorry. Did you not follow any of that? I said biases, and then I said
biases,
and then I said biasi.
That was funny. Okay,
sorry.
good one.
Good one.
One of the New Yorker's best books of 2026 so far. I'll bold it right there. Okay. Zora Sharaf couldn't do no wrong. Zora Sharaf brought shame upon her family. What's the truth? Depends on who you ask. The Sharaf family is the picture of success. Prosperous, rich, happy. They came to this country as refugees with nothing more than the clothes on their backs. And now, after years of hard work, they live in the most exclusive neighborhood, their growing family attending the most prestigious schools. Zora, the eldest daughter, is the apple of her father's eye. When an unthinkable tragedy strikes, everyone is left reeling and the family is thrust into the court of public opinion. There is talk that behind closed doors, the Sharaff's happy household was anything but. Did the Sharaff family achieve the American dream, or was the image of the model immigrant family just a facade? Like a literary game of ping pong, Good People compels the reader to reconsider what might have happened, even on the previous page. Told through a kaleidoscope of perspectives, it is a riveting, provocative, and haunting story of a family, sisters, brothers, mothers, fathers, and the communities that claim us as family in difficult times. So, let me tell you about the construction of this.
I feel like I need you to explain that to me in your words, because it's not that that was confusing, but I just don't know if I followed it.
Yeah. So, having read as far as I am, it makes so much sense to me.
Okay.
It's another one of those stories where it's about like a central group, but we don't actually hear from that group. We hear from all of the people around them. And it's told almost like in a series of police interviews. So it'll be like, this person, friend of the Sharaff family. This person, schoolmate of Zara. So it's told... Was that you or was that me?
I don't know. I think it might have been me. But I didn't feel anything.
Your esophagus?
But I heard it.
Your mouth was closed.
It felt really close to me. And I was like, I'm sorry. Well, obviously I had no control over that.
No. Okay. So it's told like that, alternating between people. It is kind of ping-ponging back and forth. So it'll like have all these people's opinions making you think one thing, and then you'll start to hear opinions making you think another thing.
Usually when you have like friends and neighbors and whatever, like it's super unreliable.
Yes.
Like the narration.
So it's those like, and it's a full cast. I'm listening to the audiobook. It's a full cast narration.
You love a full cast narration.
You know I do. You know what I love?
You know what Summer loves?
So it'll be like all of these different people's perspectives on a thing. And then it'll be like almost like a police report where it's like stating some facts. And there's like eyewitness accounts leading up to something that has happened. I still don't know what has happened.
That's interesting. Like you have no clue what's happened. You just kind of get thrown into the middle of it.
At the beginning, you have no clue. You know something tragic has happened
to this family.
Yes. You don't know who. You don't know what. You don't know where. Now I know where. I know what. I don't know who.
So you're playing the game of Clue.
Yeah. You're trying to like figure out.
You don't have the murder weapon yet. You don't have the...
Right. And all of your information.
That's my favorite game.
Is informed by the opinions of the people around them. So it's really interesting. It is like a kaleidoscope, like this blurb said, and it is ping-ponging because you're going back and forth of like, oh, it must be, oh, it must be, oh, it must be this. So it's really interesting so far. It's very like immigrant story heavy, which has been really interesting so far. I believe the author herself was an immigrant. So that has been like a nice perspective to see.
Who did you say the author was again? I'm sorry.
Samina Pabit. And I think this is her debut.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't think I'm familiar with her name.
Yeah.
I'll look her up.
So I really like it so far. I think if it like sticks the landing, this is gonna be a really, really good book. So it
sticks the landing.
Yes, I believe it's like
I believe in a thing called love.
I believe it's a mystery because you're trying to figure out.
You don't even know if it's a mystery or not.
Well, like I said, it's very literary. So far, it's a mystery in that it's being withheld from the reader what has happened, and you're trying to figure out what's gone on. But I don't know if it's going to turn like murder mystery where you have a cast of characters and you're trying to figure out who did it. But I don't think it'll go like that. I think it'll be more character driven study of like how this whatever happened could have happened, but also informed by the opinions. It is very much like, for example, part that I just listened to was like Muslim families around this family's perspective on their parenting strategies of the teenage daughter. And then it'll contrast that with like the teenage daughter's school friends and their view of what the parenting looked like.
Does it feel really gossipy in these? Like,
no.
Okay.
It doesn't feel gossipy.
Sometimes I like outside.
Yeah. Maybe like one or two perspectives peppered throughout. but it doesn't feel intrusive. It doesn't feel gossipy. It doesn't feel I mean, there's some people are judgy, but that's also part of like you trying to figure out what's real and what's not. So it's really interesting so far. I'm excited to continue.
Yeah, I think you'll probably need to give me like not how it ends, but you'll like it or no, stay away from it.
Yeah.
But I typically like books that are set up like that. I love when the townspeople are the narrators. Because wasn't that the book?
The Hounding by Xenobe Purvis.
Yeah, because that's on my list for the same reasons.
I loved that one. And that one was similar too in that depending on which townsperson you talk to was a different, like for the family, against the family, for the family, against the family. This feels heavier.
Okay.
Than
probably
that
because
one.
I would assume probably because like you said, this is like a heavy immigrant story as well. So you're probably getting a lot of that in it.
Yeah.
I did look her up, by the way. She, yes, she was an immigrant. She was born in Kabul. And then after the Soviet invasion, they like fled to Pakistan. So they're refugees there. And then later they moved to America. And she lived in Virginia.
Okay.
So, yeah. So not even just like immigration, but also
like
refugee type situation. So yeah, I could see some of those themes coming out pretty strong.
Yeah. It's been really good so far. I'm invested.
Okay.
And yeah, I like it.
I'm excited. It sounds really good. Like I think I could get behind it. I just kind of need to know what's the twist.
I kind of get vibes of like Angie Kim or Celeste Ng, if those authors mean anything to you.
I've not read it either.
Yeah. Those are some of the vibes I'm getting.
But I've not read them.
Kind of family drama, but this is a little bit more mystery, kind of like an Angie Kim. She wrote Miracle Creek and I'm trying to think of some of her other titles. I give those kind of vibes from it. So we'll see.
That doesn't help me, but thank you.
Listeners out there.
For the listeners. I don't know how to really explain how I discovered this book without sounding like a crazy parasocial fan.
I know exactly what book you're talking about.
In a fandom. Because I have told you about it.
Yes.
Okay, so to defend myself, I am currently a big fan of a couple actors because of a show they were in. His name is Hudson Williams. If that means anything to you. And the other one's name was Connor Story. If you needed that extra piece too. Anyways, so they're fun. I like it. Whatever. So like, of course, like I like the fandom. I like them. Particularly Hudson is just like so cute and weird. And like, I never know what's going to come out of his mouth. So he's just like really intriguing to me. But I will not say that I'm also like stalking every single thing they do. But if I happen to be on Threads and it gets thrown in my face, how do I not see that?
Okay. Yes, your Threads journey.
My Threads journey. Threads is wild. Okay, so somebody collected, and they just didn't do it for him. They've done it for other actors, but they all just happen to be on the same show. But books that they have like said they were reading at different times.
Like in interviews and stuff.
Yeah, either in interviews or like maybe like a stories post or whatever. And someone was like, have anyone heard of these books? And particularly Hudson Williams books are all super weird. And like,
I love how defensive you are right now.
Well, I feel like it needs this setup because it's like, Beccah, why in the world are you reading this book? They're just books that are definitely not like, oh, everyone's heard of that book. Like they're going to be really like obscure, or not all of them, but this one I feel like is probably pretty obscure. And I was like, well, I've got to read it because if I love him and he's reading some weird philosophical stuff,
then you need to read it too.
And I need to read it too. So I've kind of been influenced with a need to read this book because he read it. Okay. I hope that setup was interesting for anybody. Summer knows though. Okay. The book is called One, No One, and 100,000. Okay. See, I've already can tell you, I doubt a single listener knows what book I'm talking about.
Unless they're Hudson Williams fans.
Unless Hudson Williams is listening to this podcast. Okay. It's also like in translation, so that makes it even more.
Who is the author?
Luigi Parandello.
Okay.
So he is Italian.
Luigi.
If the name didn't give it away. Italian dramatist, novelist, poet, and short story writer whose greatest contributions were his plays. Just to kind of give us, this is like 1930s era.
Okay.
He died in 36. So yeah. Okay. The translator is William Weaver, if that means anything to you. This book was written in, well, this one was published in 1992, but that was probably the translation.
The edition.
1926.
Wow. Okay. A classic.
So that's what I'm telling you. Like, it's already going to be really obscure. And I'm like, how did he hear about this book? Like, how did he that's what I want to know. And I'm like, that, Beccah, like, you can't be a creep. But I'm so intrigued. Okay. I'm sorry.
Tell me about this book.
All right. One, no one, and 100,000. The great Parandello's 1926 novel, previously published here in 1933 in another translation, okay, you need to know all that, synthesizes the themes and personalities that illuminate such dramas as 6 characters in search of an author. Okay, I don't feel like any of this matters, but I'm just going to keep reading it. It's a lot of names I don't know how to pronounce. Summer. Vincentello Moscarda loses his reality. Oh, that's the character's name. Yeah. Okay.
Are these like other plays and things?
I thought it was about to list, like, because it says it illuminates such dramas as. I thought it was about to list things, but that's the character. Okay. He loses his reality, that's in quotes, when his wife cavalierly informs him that his nose tilts to the right. Okay.
Okay.
Like, I've read this part one day, like, he's looking at himself in the mirror and she's like, oh, like, did you ever notice that your, like, nose tilts this way? He suddenly realizes that for others, I was not what, till now, privately, I had imagined myself to be, because he saw himself as one way. And that, consequently, his identity is evanescent, based purely on the shifting perceptions of those around him. Thus, he is simultaneously without a self. That's the no one. You're already, mind's blown, right? And the theater for myriad selves, 100,000, in a crazed search for an identity independent of others' preconceptions. Moscarda careens from one disaster to the next and finds his freedom even as he is declared insane. It is Parandello's genius that is discussion of the fundamental human inability to communicate, of our essential solitariness, and of the inescapable restriction of our free will elicits such thoroughly sustained and earthy laughter. Do you have any clue what I just read?
That book just called me dumb.
Okay, so I saw the picture of him holding this book saying like, whoa, this just blew my mind. Like, this is so good. It's like basically what he said. And I was like, well, what is it? So I read that and I was like, ooh, I'm scared. I'm intrigued, but I'm scared. And then I started it and I'm probably like 20% in. It is not as hard to read as I thought it would be.
Okay.
Because some of that blurb is terrifying, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
It felt very like philosophical and I was like, how in the world am I going to even know what's going on here? Even though I love stuff like that. So I don't know why I'm acting so dramatic. But I did think it'd be really tough. I almost thought it would feel like reading Chesterton a little bit.
Yes, that's exactly the vibe. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is another The Man Called Thursday. Or
Yeah.
The Man Who Was Thursday.
It's not giving me that. To be honest, it's very simplistic in how like the writing is. But that could also be the translation. So
Yeah.
I got to be careful there. I'm not saying it's simplistic, but like it's very accessible.
Yeah.
Like through the storytelling, like I'm following the story perfectly fine. Like it's not difficult to understand. But all I've really gathered from it so far is that he's like looking in the mirror for some reason. I already can't remember. And his wife makes some comment about his nose tilting to the right. And it kind of throws him into this entire like spiral because he's like, how have I never noticed that on my own face? And her being like, yeah, like, of course that, like, why? I've known that since I've met you, like, whatever. So then it's like this, like a rolling, like, snowballing, the Rolling Stone. He goes to like the next person and he was like, does my nose tilt to the right? And they're like, yeah, it does, like a little bit, like it always has. And he's like, I've never seen myself like this. Well, do you know that like your left ear is longer than the right ear? Like, I'm just making something up right now. And they're like, what? And then that person starts spiraling. And then it's like, oh, well, do you know that you look like this and you have this? And it's like they start calling out each other's like stuff.
I can't say that I would enjoy that as a person.
Right. So that's like very quick. So I'm not saying that's what the whole book is.
No, but I mean, like if someone were to point out on me that something I had always thought was different, I don't think I would enjoy that.
Right. And so like it bothers him so much to get this critique of the way he looks. And I think it starts almost feeling like what's going to happen in the book is he has a version of himself that he's always seen.
Yeah.
And then his wife has a version of him. And she's basically like, you are a different person to every person you meet because they all have a different experience of you and they all see you in a different way and they all see different things about you. And so I think it's going to be that really like philosophical, like existential, like crisis that I love.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going.
That is interesting.
Yes. I think I'm
intimidating.
going to love it.
I do think you are going to love it.
Like I already am enjoying it. And I'm just like, I could see how someone would spiral there.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be, it's just for me and Hudson Williams. I don't think it's for everybody. Okay, just kidding. That's my parasocial coming out. Not really. I'm not that obsessed.
Okay. So I'm kind of scared because I have 3 books on my Goodreads DNF shelf. 3. One of those books is The Courage to be Disliked by, let me look it up. It's Shiro Kishimi.
Okay.
Which is very like philosophical. It's a book. You know, I love self-help. You know, I love personal development. I was like, yeah, I'm going to read about the courage to be disliked as someone who might have people-pleasing tendencies. Definitely do. It opens up as like a man having a dialogue with, I don't remember if it's another man or like with himself or with like some deity figure, but it's like a dialogue back and forth of like, well, this is what I think. Well, why do you think that? And like, that was the book, exploring different philosophical ideas about, and I didn't like it. I did not like it.
That's me eating that up.
And I think I maybe could have done it, but then it also said some things about like trauma that I was like, don't love the way that you said trauma doesn't matter. That was a simplification. I don't know if it actually said that, but I didn't like it. I DNF'd it.
Quote.
So I get some of those vibes from this setup, and that
you're going to say from me.
From you. You're so judgmental. I get a little nervous, but I like the idea of like evaluating the way that people perceive us and identity. And
I like the idea of like multiple selves.
Yeah.
And like how like who I am to you is different of who I am to like my mom or my sister. Like everyone has a different version of Beccah that they know and the things that they love about her. Okay, I'm just kidding. Or like the things that like something about me might like bother one person, but then another person would never notice that about me or that would understand. That's all very intriguing to me.
That is intriguing to me too, especially as someone who speaks multiple languages, because there's like, your personality can shift based on which language you're speaking. And so like I have experienced that too, speaking one language versus another, like even within myself feeling different. Yeah. So that I'm intrigued. I think if you tell me you like it, I do reckon I would read it.
I don't know. When you gave me your review over The Man Who Was Thursday, I'm not sure if that's true.
That was a wild book. That was wild.
Let's read. I'm going to read like 1 or 2 reviews from this book.
Okay. You know what? I would like to hear some reviews.
Okay. There's a lot of people, their reviews are in other languages, so I can't read those to you. Okay.
What a shame.
Let's see what this one says. One, No One, and 100,000 is so well constructed, each section flowing smoothly into the next, as if the author penned all 160 pages in a single uninterrupted creative burst. Remarkably, it's just the opposite. He worked on the short novel on and off over the course of 15 years. Wow. Beginning at the age of 42 and ending at 57. And it isn't as if he... that sentence doesn't make sense. Okay. I'm going to skip that.
I'm only going to read the parts I like.
I'm only going to read... This is all like about his life. I mean, it's not that it's not interesting, but...
Hang on. Is this a 1-star review?
No, this is a 5-star.
I thought you only liked 1-star reviews.
Well, I felt like I was hoping someone would give like this is way too long. I was hoping someone would give like a...
Just more evidence to support your opinion?
No! I mean, yes, I do love that. No, I was hoping someone would almost like summarize it in a little bit better way. Because...
Yeah, that blurb was a lot.
That blurb was a lot. Well, this person says... It says... Oh, it says English. And you scroll down, then it says Italian. So, okay. Oh, so this means someone probably read it. Okay. This is one of those books that blows you away. Why? Well, Mr. Parandello's novel will make you doubt who you are for years. This is the book I would pick up if I were asked to choose the one novel that has taught me the most about life. This book is a challenging read. However, whenever you find yourself not understanding, there will be something further ahead telling you that you are on the right track. Only by deconstructing yourself will you be able to open your mind and learn about yourself. Deconstructing yourself can be challenging, so keep this in mind. Otherwise, frustration will prevent you from enjoying and appreciating the novel. I love that Summer looks like she's tortured over there.
I don't know that I want to question who I am for years.
I do. All right. Are you who you really think you are? Nope. That is just one of the 100,000 sides that make up the whole of you. Oh, that just blew my mind. Okay. These sides are the many versions of yourself seen by the people around you. You can only see your own version of yourself, but is this your true self? No one really knows, not even you. Life is an illusion. This sounds just like me. I'm sorry. Life is an illusion that changes with time as our perceptions sharpen or as we allow our dogmas and beliefs to be flexible in a world where absolutely nothing is stiff or one-sided. Even after more than 10 years of having read it, I still use it to judge other people's perceptions of myself as probably valid, since there are 100,000 versions of myself that, according to Parandello, are also valid as they represent other people's realities, whether I want to acknowledge them as objective or not. Okay. I feel, does that at least made it sound a little bit?
I mean, I think we have been thorough.
I think we've been thorough. Yeah, it looks like a lot of the bad ones are in another language. So.
Oh, so there you go.
Oh wait, hard to get through, boring, repetitive, and overly philosophical.
I mean,
please, just because a famous author wrote it, this doesn't mean this book is a good one. The same concept related 1,000 times. I kept on thinking, yes, I understand what you mean. Stop saying it again and again.
Girl, just break up with your man already.
Just break up with your man already.
I love it. Okay.
So anyways, I'll report back. I don't think the people of the podcast will care if I report back to them on this one, but I'll report back to you because I'm going to make you.
Follow up with me. You're going to make me read it?
No, I'm going to make you listen to me talk about it and probably have a spiral. So get ready to put your...
Yeah, you're really going to go philosophical with this one.
Get ready to put your own, like, let's psychoanalyze me after I'm having a breakdown from this book. Summer, what are you about to read?
Okay. This is a book that I picked up at Two Friends Books in Bentonville this last weekend.
On our poetic
girls trip. This is The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. And it's like kind of trippy. It's like holographic almost on the front cover. For some reason, I don't like how you said that. Like, that's trippy.
Holographic on the cover? Like, why did that word sound so weird in that context?
I don't know.
Holographic?
How would you describe it?
I mean, no, holographic is a good word. It's just like I just haven't heard that word.
It's a good word, just not in your mouth.
It's just not coming out of your mouth. No, it's just like I have not really heard that word in relation to describing a book cover. It is very like shiny.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Holographic, I guess.
Okay, let me read the back of this book. The iconic Bridge Kingdom series begins, a sweeping, sizzling fantasy romance filled with political intrigue and passionate love from the New York Times bestselling author of A Fate Inked in Blood. I've heard of that one.
That's the Viking-esque one.
I believe so.
We talked about it at book club.
Yes. Okay. Have you heard of this?
I don't know about this one. I've heard of A Fate Inked in Blood.
I haven't heard of this one either. Okay. A warrior princess trained in isolation, Lara, I don't know, I'm going to say Laura, is driven by two certainties. The first is that King Aaron of the Bridge Kingdom is her enemy. And the second is that she'll be the one to bring him to his knees. The only route through a storm-ravaged world, the Bridge Kingdom of Ithaca enriches itself and deprives its rivals, including Lara's homeland. So when she's sent there as a bride under the guise of peace, Lara is prepared to do what it takes to fracture its impenetrable defenses and the defenses of its king. Yet, as she infiltrates her new home and gains a deeper understanding of the war to possess the bridge, Lara begins to question whether she's the hero or the villain. As her feelings for her husband transform from frosty hostility to fierce passion, Lara must choose which kingdom she'll save and which she'll destroy. Getting romantasy vibes, getting marriage of political convenience turned...
You love a marriage of convenience.
I guess I do. I've brought a lot of those lately.
Okay, here's what's funny is obviously on January 11th, I marked that I wanted to read this book, so I have heard of it.
This book? This year? January 11th. What were you doing that day?
I don't know, but I marked that I wanted to read it.
Wow. Is this new?
No, but the second book. There's more than one. It's a series. So... let's see. This one came out in 2024.
Okay, so it's not too old. For some reason, I thought this was like a hidden gem from years past.
Well, I mean, people obviously seem to like it. The second one came out. So, I mean, people are probably really obsessed with it because it is Danielle Jensen. Mm-hmm. But the second one came out in 2024. And there's another one that came out. Wow, she released these quick. Number 3 came out in 2024.
Wow.
Number 4 came out in 2025. You're about to commit.
How many are there?
I know.
In this series?
Number 5 came out in 2025.
I didn't realize I was signing up for such a long series.
And then there's like a 3.5.
Oh, okay.
Bridge Kingdom number 6, published April 2026.
Oh,
so
okay.
The 6th one just came out.
6th one in 2 to 3 years.
But
well, hopefully I love it.
If you love it, then you have a whole series to binge.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking of Summer binging an entire fantasy series and thinking the probability of that is very low.
Okay.
6 books.
That is a lot of books.
You would have to be like in it. It would have to be like...
It can happen.
It can. You did it with...
You got me to read Quicksilver and Brimstone within like a month of each other.
Yeah, but there's 2 of them.
But those are big. That was like 600 pages. This one is 400 something.
I think they're probably longer than that, maybe. But you did it with the dragon... the dragon book.
Fourth Ring? Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I read those really quickly.
So, yes, you can do it. But there's also sometimes that you're like...
Just because I haven't read your books.
No, this is all just a lot of bitterness that she has still not read Silver Flames. That's what this is about. If you guys want to know.
I feel it. It's coming. I feel it.
Oh, I know you
in
feel
my bones.
it. I need the people to feel it. This is about Silver Flames. And you know what? There's about to be 2 more, so she needs to get on it.
I know. I think that's why I feel it. Because I'm like, oh, there's a new one coming in October. I better read Silver Flames.
She'll be motivated now.
Yeah. Okay. What are you about to read?
I'll read that whole series with you. Let's do it. Okay.
But wait, do you reckon you'll read this one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantasy. Okay. I brought the book that I picked up from a bookstore in Bentonville.
Oh.
This was not the Two Friends bookstore, though. This was the Underbrush. Is that what it's called? Underbrush Books. Mm-hmm. It was actually in Rogers, which is pretty close to Bentonville, if any of you guys are in the Arkansas area. Guys, I walked by this book and started laughing because it is very bright in pink and yellow, so it's eye-catching. And there's a cat on the front wearing some sunglasses and a gold necklace. And I thought it was hilarious. So I took a picture of it just because I thought it was funny. And I think I pointed it out to you. So then I read, it's called, I don't even know how to pronounce what it's called.
I know, I'm looking at it now. I think it's supposed to be like Tehrangeles, like Tehran in Los Angeles.
Like push it together.
Yeah, Tehrangeles.
Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't even know how to say the title. And it says, delightfully twisted and heartfelt. I'm in it. Oh, that's not what I read to you. Was that what I read to you?
No.
What did I read to you? Let's just read it.
Who is this by?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can't even say the title of the book. You think I'm going to be able to get this name out? You got any guesses?
Purchista Kakpur?
Kakpur. This is the one I was like a little bit more, I don't know. Purchista?
Yeah.
That sounds right. Purchista.
I hope so.
Kakpur. We're so sorry if not. I will try to do better. And maybe if I'd actually looked these things up before I came to the podcast and said, Beccah, maybe you should learn how to pronounce your author names. Okay. So let me read this to you, Summer. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Meet the Milanis, fast food heiress, LA royalty, and your newest reality TV obsession. Fun and compulsive, but with her signature day glow insight on every page, Kakpur has recast the beach read in her own image. Okay. That was by Emma Forrest, author of Your Voice in My Head. Iranian-American multimillionaires Ali and Homa Milani have it all. A McMansion in the hills of Los Angeles, a microwavable snack empire, and 4 spirited daughters. There's Violet, the bright-hearted aspiring model, Roxanne, the chaotic influencer, Mina, the chronically online overachiever, and the impressionable health fanatic, Haley. On the verge of landing their own reality TV show, the Milanis realize their deepest secrets are about to be dragged out into the open before the cameras start to roll. Each of the Milanis, I might be saying that wrong, by the way, guys, just bear with me. Even their aloof Parisian cat, Perry, has something to hide. This cat?
What does the cat have to hide?
I have no idea, but I bought this book because of this cat. But the looming scrutiny of fame also threatens to bring the family closer than ever. Dramatic and biting, yet full of heart. Tehrangeles, is that how we decided to say
Tehrangeles?
Tehrangeles.
I don't know.
Is a tragi-comic saga about high-functioning family dysfunction and the ever-present struggle to accept one's true self. Well, listen, it's going to be paired really nicely with 1, no one, and 100,000. I think that what we read in the book, it was the
like employee recommendation.
And it said something like, if Little Women were to meet the Kardashians and make it K-pop or something like that.
I feel like Crazy Rich Asians was also mentioned.
Oh, maybe. I know it said something about Little Women. Mm-hmm. I know it said something about K-pop. Yeah, I know the Kardashians, and I think you are right. I think there was something about Crazy Rich Asians. I don't know, but all those things, I'm not a Kardashian fan, but I was like, yeah, I'm in. And this cat sold it to me. So do I have any clue what this book's about? No, but does it look like it's just going to make me happy?
It looks like it'll be a good time.
It looks like it's going to be wild. I'm going to read the first line to you.
Oh, is it a good one?
I don't know.
Oh, we'll discover it together.
It was a perfect 83-degree December morning, and Roxanne had decisions to make. I think it's called Zodiac Reassignment something something, she was muttering into the perfume pages of the magazine, knowing well that her sisters were half listening at best. That was the first 2 lines.
That's funny. Mm-hmm. Zodiac Reassignment.
Something something. I'm in.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you think about this.
I hope it is a wild ride.
Yeah.
When I bought it, the bookstore lady was like, well, I mean, if you like the Kardashians and like reality TV, like you're going to love it. And I was like, well, I don't really like either of those things. And she was
but the cat.
But the cat. really sold me. But I do love Little Women, and I do love Crazy Rich Asians. And I mean, I can't say that I love K-pop, but I think that's fun. So like 2 out of 5 on the list. But if I add the cat, that's 3 out of 6.
Sure.
I'm 50-50 here,
That's like
if I'm going to like it or not.
Girl math book version.
Yes. But I was telling you, or maybe telling her, I don't remember. I don't like reality TV and the Kardashians, but I do like stories about really like rich, like not necessarily just heiress type situations, but that really rich family dynamic where their lives have really devastating, hard things going on, but people have a hard time like giving sympathy to them because it's like, so sorry, like you're so rich, like you have this bad day or whatever.
Yeah.
But like in their life, it's very real.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I like stories that deal with that kind of dynamic. So I'm interested.
Okay. Well, I cannot wait to hear what you think.
I'm excited.
I reckon I would try this.
I think you would.
Yeah.
I think you would like it. I mean, I don't know.
You haven't read it.
I haven't read it. But I mean, come on, look at this cat.
The vibes are good.
This cat holding a little bouquet of roses. Come on, Summer. Look at that cat.
Don't make me look at the cat.
And you love cats.
I do love a cat.
You love a good
You don't have to convince me.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to move on. Well, Summer, it is time to move on to our spotlight segment.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun. Okay, so we actually got a DM on Instagram asking us a question, and the question intrigued us, and so we thought we'd explore it a little bit.
Shout out to our listener from North Carolina.
So Annette, if you're listening, this one's for you. Cue like a
slow jam.
Okay, do you want to read the question, Summer? And then
Sure. Let me pull it
Or
up.
here, I'll set the stage while you're getting that ready, and then we will. Okay, so the question has to do with DNFing, which she will read here in a second. So we are going to kind of talk about the whole idea of DNFing. If you don't know what that means, it means did not finish. So set the stage, and we'll start with the question, but I think it will probably branch off from there.
Okay,
So.
the question is, if you're reading a book for book club and it's like pulling your teeth out to make yourself read it, do you continue or do you DNF it?
Okay, so the reason that we thought, well, I mean, any question you guys send us is obviously
Worthy of discussion.
Please send us the questions. But we like this one because DNFing is always like a really big like conversation in the book world. Like, do you DNF? Do you not DNF? I have some feelings, obviously, from earlier where I mentioned people who DNF but then rate a book.
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't finish it. And so, like, there's thoughts and feelings, right? Her question in particular is, should you DNF a book club book?
Yeah.
Which is a little bit even different.
Yeah, I feel like my answer for that one might be different than just normal situations.
Let's start there.
Okay. Well, I guess I have a normal situation question. Do you have like a hard and fast rule? Do you DNF at like a certain point? Or what are your thoughts on DNFing, like rules in general?
I do not have like a self rule. It's going to be more mood based for me. I don't DNF a lot, to be honest. Sometimes I'll push myself through a book, even if I hate it. I will say if I'm over 50% through, I'm going to finish it no matter what, most likely. But if I've been better this year, typically in the past. So like I DNF'd a book like 5 years ago and it still haunts me because I know there's this book out there that I didn't finish. And to this day, I will be like, should I go try to read that book so I can finish it? Because I just feel like I abandoned it.
Do you want to read it for the content of the book or do you want to read it because it's bothering you that you didn't finish it?
That one.
I don't feel like that's a good reason.
It's not.
Yeah.
And so I don't pick it up. I don't even own it. But
you still think
haunts
about it.
me.
Yeah.
You know what book it is. You read it and you didn't like it, which made me feel better about DNFing it.
What was it?
Well, I don't think you didn't like it, but it wasn't one of your favorites. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the front had like the bursting sun on it. Like
The People We Keep.
Yes.
Yes.
See, she knew.
I knew. I did not like that one. No,
Right.
not really.
I DNF'd it like probably
No, you shouldn't go back to
10
it.
chapters in, and I was just like, I just don't like it.
Yeah, no, you don't need to. Some people love it.
I know. That's the reason I feel like I needed to read it.
I give you permission to not.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I DNF'd a book this year too, and it was one that I brought to the podcast, and I was so pumped about it. And then I started it, and I was like, it was like not depressing me to read it. It was just like almost putting me in a slump because I just didn't care.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not worth it.
I think that is a really important point. So I also don't have really a hard and fast rule. I guess if I do, it's about the 50% mark. If I'm ahead of 50%, I'm more willing to DNF it. If I'm after 50%, I feel like it's like sunk cost fallacy. Like I'm so far into it, like I better finish it.
Right.
But that is like a big factor for me if I feel like my momentum overall has slowed down, because I usually read multiple books at once. If one book in particular is impacting me enough that I'm not wanting to read anything, I feel like that's when I should DNF.
Or like I will, if I'm reading a book and I'm reading these other books and I keep just starting other books to avoid coming back to the one that I need to be reading, that's also a sign to me. Like that's what I did to this book. Well, one, it was like just bringing me down. Like it was starting a slump, but then it was like I just kept going and checking out other books to like binge read really quick because I was trying to find reasons not to read that book. And I was like, Beccah, you don't have to read the book. I have a really hard time DNFing in general.
I think I do too, and I think it's like an obligation thing.
It definitely is. And it's like, I think we've talked about this before too. I'm also afraid of like, what if it does get better? Because there are some books that it does take a little bit to get into it or to see what the author's doing. And so I'm like, am I giving it a fair chance? Which is why it will be about the halfway point. If I've made it to 50%, I'm most likely going to finish it. If I am so depressed before the 50% because it's bringing me down in life, I probably just need to let it go.
See, I have an interesting, I think it's interesting for me, story about that. So a few episodes ago, I mentioned that I was reading Northwoods by Daniel Mason, and I wasn't sure I was going to continue with it because it was so sad that I ended up picking up the Alien Cowboy book, which honestly, great pairing. Something sad.
Like a good glass of wine. Aliens.
Something sad, something light and fluffy and silly. Okay. So it returned to the library. Northwoods returned to the library, and I was like 30% in, and I had it like in the back of my mind, like, I should go put another hold on it. I should go put another hold on it. So I did. Once it came back to me, I don't know if I was just in a better headspace or maybe because I had read a more fun book and like had some lightness, I was able to bear the heaviness a little bit more. And like 35 to 40% in, something, well, you know, I continued and it like kept being sad. And then something changed and I said, hang on, I'm intrigued by that thing right there.
Yes.
So 40% in, and that thing continued to the end. The end really pulled it together. I ended up loving that book, but I almost DNF'd it. And if
that's what I get scared about, DNFing.
I feel like that is more rare to like have it be pulled back by the end and be like, oh yeah, that was great.
But I will say, like, if you have not convinced your reader by 50%, then like, I don't think they need to keep waiting around for something good to happen.
Yeah. I did tell a friend.
Or maybe it's not for them.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's a fair assessment to say about across the board.
Yeah.
Because some people absolutely love a book and you're like, what? I didn't like it at all.
I did tell a friend because the Alien Cowboy book has now made its way through our friend group. And one of our friends,
surprising, guys.
One of our friends does not like spice, and all of our other friends have been bullying her into reading this book so that she can say she read it along with everyone else. And I told her, you know, like, try a few chapters, because that is a great example of if you're not feeling it by a few chapters in, that won't be the book for you.
And also that book is not that spicy. I agree with you.
Yeah. But it very much has a vibe. And you know what that vibe is from a few chapters in. Yeah. 100%. So if it's not for you, put it down. DNF it.
Yeah, I agree.
So I feel like some books, but that's the thing, you don't know until you've finished it.
I know. I will also trust friends sometimes. Like there have been books that I'm not feeling and you'll be like, no, keep reading, keep going. Yeah. You're about to get to something that you're going to like. And then I'll be like, okay, like I'll trust it. Yeah. But then that also scares me sometimes because I'm like, what if I still hate it?
And then I have to lie to them about it, and then I have to
pretend that I liked it.
You don't have to pretend with me.
Oh, you know, that is I don't pretend very well. So.
That is a good point about having like bookish community. And hey, if you're out there and you don't have bookish friends, DM us and we'll tell you if you should keep reading a book or not.
Be our about said be our DNF friends, be our bookish friends.
Yeah.
You can be somehow part of the necklace.
We can break it into more pieces.
More pieces.
Okay, back to
Annette's
the
question.
question.
Okay, so how do you apply this to book clubs? I do think book clubs make it a little bit more difficult because, like, I mean, I think the short answer is yes. You can DNF a book in book club because you should never suffer through something that, like, you're absolutely miserable in. But what's hard with book clubs is book clubs are not just about you as a personal reader. They are about, like, the shared community and the shared experience of discussing it. And so the discussion depends on participation for people who read it. And I think that's obviously why she sent the question. Like, if they picked a book and you're really struggling with it, like, what do you do? Because that's the point of a book club, is that you've read it. And again, you also might miss something that everybody else sees.
Yeah.
Or there might be things about the book that, like, you didn't like it. I mean, how many times have we went to a book club and been like, I mean, the book was just okay, and then leave a book club and be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That book.
The discussion makes you appreciate the book more. I will say, I think I would be more willing to continue a book I'm not enjoying if it's for a book club, because I also think it's interesting to have that opinion when you go to the book club. You can talk about the things you struggled with and the things
100%.
you didn't like.
And I think that would kind of be my suggestion for books that, like, are just bringing you down. Like, that you just, like, I can't, I don't like it, I'm miserable, whatever. I think that, like, read at least a chunk of it. Like, don't just stop after a few chapters if you're not feeling it yet. Maybe it doesn't have to quite be the 50%, but I would read enough of it that you can still come with opinions. But I feel like if it's a friend group that's doing a book club, sometimes book clubs might be a little bit more difficult if it's like you're going to a bookstore and you don't know everybody. But if it's like a group of friends, I think it's 100% okay to be like, guys, I made it about halfway through and I couldn't get into it. I was really struggling, because that is part of the discussion.
Yeah.
And I think you're still contributing with that.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest and just be like, it wasn't doing it for me, or I hated this, or I was just really uncomfortable with this. Because then that's going to spark someone else to be like, oh, but that's the part I loved.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that, like, at that point, I feel like it's all still about the contribution in a book club. Like, if you only read like 15 pages because you just weren't getting the vibes, I feel like it becomes very different to come to a book club and say something like, I made it halfway through, it wasn't doing it for me, I put it down. Because you might still, pick it back up after book club.
Yeah.
If people convinced you in book club. Is very different than just being like, yeah, I didn't read it.
Yeah. So, another story. I went to the nonfic book club at Second Story that the Book Bros run. And we were discussing In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. And someone in that discussion had DNF'd the book around 60-ish% because they just didn't like it, but still had a lot of, like, really meaningful contributions and had interesting reasons of why they DNF'd it. And at one point said, like, oh, I didn't know that. That's because I didn't get that far. And it was just kind of a funny thing.
Yeah. That's why I feel like it's still a contribution if you DNF'd it, but you at least gave it, like, a fighting chance. You know what I mean? But I do think, and I mean, I deal with this kind of stuff in class. Like, I have students who are like, yeah, I didn't read the book. And I'm like, well, this is going to be a terrible discussion. Like, I would have rather you at least, like, tried and come with, like, what you were struggling with, or be like, I made it to this point and I just don't know what it's about.
Yeah.
Because that's going to lead to discussion more than just like, I just didn't read it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't think that's what this question's about. Like,
No.
I think this is, you are giving it a fair shot. And like, basically needing a little bit permission. Like, can I just not finish it?
Yeah.
And I do think you can. And I also, again, specifically think that, like, a lot of that is dependent on, like, what type of book clubs you're going to as well. Because if it's personal friends that you're doing book clubs a lot with, or like a little neighborhood or community, like, you're getting to know those people on a level that you should be able to be like, guys, I didn't like this one. I DNF'd it. I tried. And they're going to be like, oh, why not? Or whatever.
And have a discussion about it.
But then also, like, if you're going to, like, a bigger book club at, like, a bookstore or something like that, sometimes you can get away with, like, not pretending you read it, but like you don't have to be as vocal.
Yeah.
So you might be like, because I went to some of our book clubs and be like, guys, I made it 50% in, not because I DNF'd it, just because I ran out of time.
Yeah.
And just know that in those scenarios, you're going to have spoilers, which I mean, that doesn't bother me. But I've been to a book club and be like, I didn't get it finished, but I'm here and go ahead and tell me everything about it because I love it so far or whatever.
I've done that multiple times. I did that with In Cold Blood. I hadn't finished it by the time I went to that book club, but the discussion was great.
Yeah.
And I continued to read it afterwards. I wanted to finish it to see like, oh, well, they said this and they said this. I can't wait to see what my perspective on that is. Also, great book club discussion book because of all of the like morality of the way that book was even written.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to that one.
Let's keep going.
I also had not read it and probably will not read it. It scares me.
It was a really hard book.
It scares me. It intimidates me.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I think the answer is yes. That you can DNF a book club book.
We give you permission.
I give you permission. I will also say I've been a part of a book club that I didn't really get to contribute much to what was being picked. And it was a lot of genres that I don't read. And anytime they did like scary, like horror or thriller, I just didn't read it. And I would just openly either be like, hey, I'm not coming to that book club because I don't like those kind of books. Or I'd be like, I'll come listen to the discussion, but I didn't read it. I'm not trying to be a downer in those situations, but it's kind of one of those like know yourself too. Like those books are not healthy for me to read. And so it was like, I still want to be a part of the community, but I wasn't going to read a book that like was going to give me nightmares at night.
Exactly.
Just because it got picked for a book club.
Know yourself, know your comfortability level.
Yourself to lead yourself. I say that to you all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So a couple more DNF questions for you before we wrap it up for today.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I wrote some down. Let me find them. I went too far. Pause. Okay, hold on. Where did it go? My chipmunk.
You're so good at that.
It's the one sound I can make. It kind of sounded like a woodpecker too. Okay. We did that one. Oh, really quick before we move on. One more thing about when you don't finish something for a book club. Do you think that you should go read the rest of the like summary online?
Oh, like read spoilers? I personally haven't because I know things are going to be spoiled for me. But I mean, I think it's okay to.
Okay.
It depends on how you take that information in. Do you want to spoil it for yourself before you go so that you can have time to think about it? Or do you want to be there in the moment, get spoilers and be like, oh. So.
Would you ever just read the summary of something before going to a book club if you didn't have time to read it?
Yes. I don't know that I would expect to have meaningful contribution to that book club, but I would like to know a summary of what was being discussed. I'm the same way. I'll just go and listen to people talk about books and I'll be happy. I don't necessarily have to have read the book they're discussing, but I like to listen to the way people talk about and analyze books. And
Okay. All right, couple questions.
Okay.
What are personal, I'm going to use the word triggers, but not necessarily like emotional triggers, but like what are personal triggers or personal like reasons in a book that would turn you off pretty quickly?
Okay. I already mentioned one. I kind of need a character to root for. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be like a good character, a good person, but have some thing that they're either working towards that I want to see them as they're working towards it, or have some reason that I'm rooting for them. Okay. So that's one. I think something that really bothers me, I have learned, is when a character is making decisions that don't make sense. Or like, this is maybe a good example. The Hunting Wives, when I read that, I think my Goodreads review said, I think the only person that hated the main character more than I did was the author, because the way the author wrote that character and like the decisions the author made that character make, it made no sense. It just frustrated me so much that it changed my perspective of the book. Like I couldn't enjoy it because the decisions that character was making were so bad.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
My bigger things, mine are probably going to be more the emotional things. Like if it's just bringing me down and not in a good way, I like to be brought down in some ways. I like to go emotionally deep. But if it's like I don't want to pick it up because I just don't like those are signs for me.
Yeah.
But specific things happening in books, if I see an author trying to be like edgy or unique or like, I'm going to play with all this structure and all these things, but I don't think they're doing it well, it will annoy me.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be like, I see what you're trying to do and I just don't think you're doing it well.
Like Helm?
Like Helm.
Mm-hmm.
I did end up finishing it because for a book club. But it was for a book club that I wanted to fully read it.
Yeah.
And it was also like, best book of the year. And so I kept holding on, being like, there has to be something here. And there still wasn't. So sometimes that's my own like personal like issues. Like sometimes I need to let that go. Like I know that that's not always a good thing, if that makes sense.
Well, a lot of times the things that get in our way with a book is a very personal thing that another person may not have trouble with.
It's very pretentious of me. So for example, like I was reading like Ceremony, plays with structure, goes back and forth between poems and like prose and all that. And I'm like, this is so fascinating and so good. And I love how you're breaking all the rules. But then like in a book like Helm, I'm like, you're just breaking rules to break rules, and it's not doing it for me. Yeah. But for some people, I think it was doing it for them. So they're like, best book of the year. And I'm kind of like, really? Okay, whatever. I also think if I'm constantly checking how much longer I have in a book, that might be a sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my things are probably more like observing my own behavior while reading it is going to tell me if I should just let it go or not. Yeah. If that makes sense. Okay. I have like maybe one more for you. Do you tend to DNF one genre more than another?
Ooh, I think not, because rather than open a book and DNF it, I end up like culling my interests. And so I just don't start those books. Like historical fiction, I know is going to take me a while to get through. So if I'm in a slower momentum, if I'm like, there's other factors, I just won't pick up a historical fiction rather than starting one and DNFing it.
That's a good, because I was about to say the genres that I am more likely to DNF, doesn't mean that I do, I'm just more likely to, are historical fiction, because it has to really draw me in, or nonfiction. They're the ones that are like harder for me, because if I'm not intrigued, I just can't get into it. Yeah. And it can be about something that I'm so interested in. But if the writing's not connecting to me, I'm just like, blah. I said one more, but then I have another one. Do you feel guilty after? I've already kind of answered that myself.
This is real hard for me. Probably from the like lifelong student in me, that like if I don't accomplish that task, it feels real bad.
Yeah, I'm like a completist. I have a really hard time not completing something that I've started. That is probably not what that's called, but I'm going to say it is. I'm very similar to that. And because of that, I do have the guilt that those books kind of like haunt me. Yeah. So the book, the Sunburst one that we talked about, I check that out from my university's library, and every time I'm down the library, I think about that book. Yeah. And I'm like, it sees me. It knows I'm here.
I do think I'm better about it now. I think it's almost like a skill you have to practice. I think the more I DNF, the more comfortable I am with it, and like the less guilt I feel about it. Okay. So I think I'm getting better.
I do think I am trying to own it a little bit more. Yeah. Like I probably won't quit thinking about the book that I DNF'd a couple months ago, but I also feel like a little bit of freedom in it. It was like I wasn't enjoying it and I let it go. Yeah. Like I need it to let it go. And we were talking too, it doesn't mean that I might not ever pick it up again. It's just not for right now. Yeah. So it's like maybe not necessarily a DNF, but I don't know. Like we got to come up with some fancy term.
Yeah. I like it. Like, I mean, with Northwoods, I came back to it, ended up enjoying it. Honestly, maybe another way to avoid DNFing is to do more prep too. Like with Sunrise on the Reaping that I'm reading right now, our good friend was like, hey, just letting you know, this is a very emotionally heavy book. You might want to sandwich it with some like emotional support books. So you know what I did? I read the
Cowboy Aliens. I'm just kidding.
No, I read the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon, Volume 7 before. Now I'm reading Sunrise on the Reaping, and I got Volume 8 of Emma M. Lyon ready to go for when I'm emotionally devastated afterwards.
Is it crazy that I also just finished Volume 7? I have Sunrise on the Reaping ready to start, and I already have Book 8.
Look at us.
Of the journals.
It's like we're...
Book best friend necklaces.
That is so funny. I know you have mentioned the Emma M. Lyon books on the podcast. I don't think I have.
Guys.
I cannot properly explain my love and devotion for Beth Brower and Emma M. Lyon and the way that those books have supported me through some really, really hard personal things in my life this year. I think those are my favorite things I've read this year are the Emma M. Lyon books. And it's all because of you.
Thank you. It's actually all because of Brittany at Second Story Books. I walked in one day and she said, Beccah, you've got to read these journals. And I said, I'm on it. But yeah, they've done this. Someone asked me the other day, they were like, okay, like, so are you giving them like what is your rate? I was like, oh, every single one
has been 5 stars.
5 stars.
Yeah.
Like hands down. I've not enjoyed one of them.
Yeah.
And I eat them up.
Okay, we can't get off on a tangent about Emma M. Lyon, but you mentioned it, so I had to shout out just how much love. This was a really good discussion about DNFing.
Yeah. So obviously, do you guys do it? There are some people that just like if they're not in it until like 20 pages, they're done. And the freedom of that, I'm a little envious of, but then I'm also like, but did you give it enough chance?
Yeah.
But then I'm also like, but you know what?
Good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Like it's a personality thing too.
Yeah.
Like some people can just be like, yep, not for me, and just move on. I have a lot of like, I paid money for that.
No.
If it's like a rental from a library or something,
sure, it's a little easier.
Maybe a little bit easier. But if I paid money for it, I'm like, I've got to read it. I've got to justify.
I will say too, it is more accessible to DNF now because Goodreads created DNF Shelf. I pre-DNF Shelf from Goodreads had to like look up and research how to do this because I had it was How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. It's a horror novel. I was not enjoying it and I was like, I don't want this on my currently reading anymore.
Yeah.
I like combed through Reddit to figure it out, and it was a whole process of like doing it through Goodreads on a browser, and you had to do this and create a new shelf, and so now it's much easier.
Yeah.
So maybe that will also help us to
and like
feel
I
the
said,
freedom.
like also just because you stop it because you don't like it doesn't mean that you can't come back to it too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's just you're not in the right season to read it.
Yeah.
There have definitely been books that I've started that I'm like, I can't do this right now. Like I know I'm going to like that, but it's just too much right now.
Yeah.
And I'll just set things aside for a while. So, okay. So, do you DNF? Do you not DNF? Let us know.
If you have more questions for us, let us know.
We should do a story of like books that you DNF'd.
Ooh, that is a good one.
We'll do that. That'd be fun. Okay. I think that wraps it up for today.
That's our show, folks.
That's all, folks. Well, that is it for this episode of I Reckon I'll Read It. Thank you for listening and joining in on our bookish discussions.
If you enjoyed our podcast, please take a moment to rate and review us on whichever platform you're using to listen. That will help us to grow and find more people to talk books with.
And connect with us on social media. You can find us at I Reckon I'll Read It on Instagram, insert parentheses and threads, close parentheses.
We're going to cut and run. Join us next episode on I Reckon I'll Read It.
Snip, 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 snip.
Bye.
Bye. That was my scissors.
You cut it.
Cut it. Cut and run.
Throwback.
That is twice that you have trying to throw a skill in your mouth and have.
And I missed.
And you've missed it. Like, the first one was understandable. You were standing up, moving things around. But this one, you were about an inch from your mouth.
Let me try again.
And you still missed it.
Performance anxiety. Oh, there we go.
Let me see.
Are they gluten-free? Can I throw it in your mouth?
That's what I was about to say. Are these things gluten-free? Contains bioengineered food ingredients.
Well.
Oh, this isn't just gluten-free. It's gluten-free, gluten-free. Look, it's listed twice.
Okay, ready?
I'm scared.
I'm scared too.
She's going to hit me in the face.
Your mouth is so small. Okay.
That's what she said. Okay.
That was like a line drive.
And I literally was like, my lip chased it.
It almost made it.
Okay.
You want to go again?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to let you swallow that one.
Okay. I'm stuck on my lip.
ASMR, baby.
That's a Skittle. Taste a rainbow.
No free promotion. Skittles, sponsor us.
Sponsor us or you don't get shout out.